What's going on YouTube? It's SKC Botza here, and today I'm bringing you guys a brand new Kinemon deck profile. Before we get started, I just want to give out a quick shout out to the rest of the SKC crew for engaging with the community and pumping out content. So let's get straight into it. So for the leader, we got Kinemon. Kinemon's effect is basically you get to play a 3 cost or higher for 1 less when you have 1 or less characters in play, which comes in really clutch when you activate its effect, then drop a cost 2 or less, and then resolve its effect later on. So for the first card we got Izuo, which is a 2k combo card on play rests of 4 or less, which is good, especially when it's a 2k combo and then it has the ability to rest a card is very good, but it has 3k attack. For the next card we got Okiku. Okiku is really good. It's mainly the first card you want to play going second. Also this deck wants to go second in my opinion. So you drop this and then have a crazy follow-up after the next turn. So for the first blocker we got Killer. I dropped Killer from 4 to 3 because like it clogs up your hand and sometimes you just don't want to waste basically 3 Dawn to generate its effect. And like the other blockers in the deck, you got like Beige and the other card, the new OP-02 card Toki, which I explained later on in the video. So for another 1-drop we got Momosuke, one of the best 1-drops in the deck. It reveals the top 5 cards of your deck and adds any Wano country. This card is like one of the cards you always want to protect with a blocker. Gaining advantage is like the main objective for this deck, and you want to outgrind your opponent basically. So for the next card we got Cat Viper. This card I had at 2, but then I bumped it to 3 because how crazy it could be sometimes in the late game or in the beginning game. It being a 2-drop, you get the rest of blocker and then swing in free game basically. Because late games you do end up running out of resources when some decks grind you out, like in the mirror. So it's like really good to have in the mirror. So for the next card is Rizo or Rizo. He's a new addition where I bumped him up to 2 from not having him in the deck. Him being a 1k counter is really good, and especially when you have Momo or Bonnie on the field, you could just drop him turn 3 and then generate more advantage. It's all like the main objective of this deck is just generating advantage. So the next card we got is Yamato. This came out in OP-1 as a secret. It has double attack, and then when it deals damage it banishes the cards instead of them adding it to their hand, which is kind of crazy. It's a 5k, and with Kinemon you make it as a 4-drop, which is kind of absurd. Kinemon's effect is really absurd in this deck. Then we got our 8-drop boss monster, Kozuki Odin. On play or on KO, it plays 1 Wano country type card from your deck that's cost of 3. So basically you want to either drop your Okiku or Izuo after it gets KO'd. But its main effect or its great effect is that you get to tap 3 Dawn and then set it as active. So basically you want to kill for game, swing twice, it's an AKB sick, then you just add more Dawn to it. So for the new card that we have in OP-2 is Kozuki Toki, is just like a blocker if you have Kozuki Odin on play. Which there's a new card, Yamato, not really new card, but there's one from OP-1. Those cards are considered as Kozuki Odin on play. And for that we have Yamato, which is a new card from OP-2, which on play rests 1 opponent character or 1 opponent character with a 6 cost or less. Which is kind of crazy because like you get to drop it for as a 3-drop with Kinemon effect. So like turn 2 or turn 3 you want to like follow it up after like an Okiku, because if they deal with your Okiku you could just drop this and make them even more behind than they actually are. So for the next card we got Capone Gang Beige, is a 1-drop blocker that's searchable off of Bonnie. Really good card, probably a staple out of 4 of. And then Bonnie, this card could probably get cut down to 3, because I've seen lists where they cut down this card because like all the supernovas aren't as crazy anymore. For the last supernova we got is Scratchman Oppo, which is basically a 2k combo. You never really drop in them ever. And then for the last 2 cards we have our event cards, Paradise Waterfall. You guys probably know what these do from OP-1. Punk Gibson's really good against the red deck, especially when Zora's just getting buffed. So like usually what they want to do is just swing in with their board first and then you just like tap everything. So besides like these two event cards, you could try like a different approach which I was kind of testing, because like these two event cards don't really protect your one drops necessarily, but what I was thinking you could try is like having like the kid 8 drop and the kid 7 drop, which are this is the 8 drop, which is kind of good because like you could just like drop this and attach it on, and they're forced to deal with it. It's like a pseudo block necessarily. And then this card, which is like a 7 drop blocker. I know these two cards don't really interact with your leader, and they don't have combo, but they still protect your low drops, and those low drops gain you the advantage that you need to win the game. So like you could cut those event cards, try to put these two in, or you could bump up and add more like combo cards. And that's it. That's the deck profile. And guys, please make sure to subscribe. We're doing a giveaway at 500 subs, and we're thinking about even doing live streams. So let us know in the comments down below if you guys were willing to join our live streams, and in those live streams we'd be dueling the viewers or engage in topics about the game. Alright guys, stay tuned for more content by SKC, and peace.
Once again, everyone, thanks a lot for tuning in to Soul King Crew TCG. We really appreciate the feedback, so if you could drop a comment on the video letting us know what decks you're excited to see in OP2, what decks you want to see gameplay of, maybe some commentary, some deck profiles, and maybe some meta discussion on what's going to be good in OP2 coming out in just about 3 weeks here. So we're excited to create more content for you, and hopefully we see you in the next one. Thanks a lot.